So now in this part of the test, I am going to ask you some questions about yourself. First, let's talk about shopping. Do you enjoy shopping?
Yes. Well, actually, I like shopping. I like shopping, and also, when we have a lot of time, we have free time, so we need to relax, and also we want to release stress. So shopping is one of the most important for me that I like enjoying the most. When I go shopping, I like buying clothes, eating food, something like this.
Okay.
It makes me feel release of stress.
So do you prefer going shopping alone or with other people?
Actually, sometimes I like going alone, and sometimes if I have friends, then my friend also have free time, and then we can go together. Yeah, but for me, I enjoy going alone because we can buy things that we like. Sometimes we want to do things that we like to do. For example, when we go with friends, and then we I want to eat the food, but my friend want other food, so it's very difficult sometimes. But if you go alone, you like this food, then you order and eat it by yourself. I mean that I feel happy when I do like this.
Okay. Alright. So I'd like to move on and ask you some other questions about food.
Yes.
What is your favorite food?
Well, I like Cambodian food. If I prefer, I like Cambodian food because one thing is Cambodian food is also our country, my own country food, and of course we live in Cambodia, so we should like our own food. And the most food that I like is called Sovann Khleang. Yes, it's delicious very much.
Okay. Do you usually make your own meal or do you eat out at restaurants?
Yes. When I have free time, yes, I would prefer to make it by my own.
Okay.
But if I don't have much time, I have to go outside and eat in a restaurant.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about your hobbies.
Yes.
Tell me, do you have any hobbies? You can tell me about them briefly.
Yes, actually I have many hobbies. For example, I like reading book. Yeah, I really enjoy reading book because when I read, I know a lot of story, or I know about social around the world. Example, culture around the world, like Chinese have different culture. In Western country have different culture. So when we read, we can improve our thinking skill. Yes, and one more thing, I also like doing exercise, like playing sport, tennis, swimming, playing basketball. It's very good for my head, my healthy.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
make me healthy.
Right.
Yeah. So when at the weekend, I like playing sport, like go swimming. Sometimes I spend 1 or 2 hours go swimming. Yes, and after I go swimming, I feel fresh. Yes,
Okay.
so I can study more, get more education.
Alright. So moving on to part 2, I'm going to give you a topic and I'd like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes.
Yes.
But before we start, you have 1 minute to think about what you are going to say, and you can take notes if you wish. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, so here's your topic. It's a piece of paper and a pencil.
So I have 1 minute,
Yes,
right?
1 minute. Starting now. Okay, your time is up. You can start talking whenever you want.
First thing, I am going to talk about the course that is useful for me, right? Yes. So when I was in Cambodia, I used to take public speaking course at American Intercon Institute. The course spent about 3 months to study this course. When I was at public speaking course, I can learn a lot. For example, to deliver speech, to speak in front of many people, to make a presentation. For instance, when we have like a party like this, or in our class, or go to make a presentation, yeah, one by one, or giving a talk. Do you understand giving a talk?
Yes.
For example,
Yes.
when we have a party, and then we want to say thank you to our friend or to our teacher, then we would like to give a talk. Yeah.
Yes.
I also used to give a talk to my teacher, but on the time, my teacher feel that a bit proud of me that I can improve after I study on that course.
Right.
Yes, and one more thing that I really interesting is when we have a debate speak. On that time, we have 2 teams. One team is my class, and another team is another class. And on that time, we prepare very much, and also we have to have a team building. Yes. So if we don't focus much on our topic, or we don't try to think about what try like facilities, the thing that we make our team more interesting. Yes, and I really interesting when I learn to have a team building, to try to connect, have a good relationship from one to one. I feel I learn a lot from them. And one more thing, I really enjoy when like we can connect, have a good relationship, connect to each other, and try to talk to find the best way to win other team. Yes, actually I win that team.
Okay.
The topic is about to wear a uniform, but I also have it also have a drawback too. Some drawbacks. For example, I don't really enjoy when for example, we want to meet our team. For example, start from 8 p.m. in the morning. But some friends late, some friends didn't come. So I feel a bit disappointed sometimes. Yes, this is one thing that I don't enjoy, I don't like. But another thing is when we don't when we don't talk to each other, when she or he late or sometimes they didn't come, but they didn't tell. It's also not good. Yes, and
Okay,
one more thing is not
that
good
is
for
all
time management.
very interesting, but you have run out of time, so I'm gonna have to move on to part 3.
Yes.
So we have been talking about an important course that you have taken.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask some questions related to that. Do you think it is important that children are given homework?
Then can you repeat your question again?
Sure. Do you think that it is important that children are given homework?
Well, children are given homework, right? For my opinion, I think that when the teacher give too much homework to the children, sometimes they don't feel happy with the homework. Some children they still young, so they want to play, watch TV, play with their friends. Yeah, so for me, I disagree with the teacher who give too much homework to the children. Yes, children cannot afford if they have too much homework. They want to have free time for them to, like some children, they want to watch movie or play game.
Okay, so how much homework do you think they should be given? How much homework is the right amount?
Yes, for me, I think that, for my opinion, I would think that if we have children, should we have many subjects, right?
Yeah.
So if I prefer, I would give them the most important subject, would give 1 or 2 homework for them. But other subject that's not too important, just practice in the class. It can get advantage more than giving homework.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. So, do you think parents should help their children with their homework, or do you think that the children should do their homework by themselves?
Children should do homework. I'm not sure about that, but for me, just from my opinion, I think that if parents have free time, they should accompany their children also, because children always need warmth from parents. Yes, so if most of the parents have free time, should accompany their children, like do homework, do mathematics. Yeah. So some children they want help from parents also. If they do alone, they I think most of children cannot get high score. But if a parent still accompany but don't help them to do, just accompany to tell, do like this. It's very good for children.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So, as we still have some time left, I think I'm going to ask you a few questions about education and work. So we just talked about children and primary education, but now we're moving on to university.
Yeah.
How important is it to have a university education to get a job in your country?
Well, I think that if we improve education in our country, it means that our country also develop too. When we have a lot of university, children, most of college have more education, so they can build our country or develop from one by one to update from the past to the new one. Yes, so more education, more university. I strongly agree to have more university, to improve education. And I also just heard that our country just changed the system of education. For instance, like high school, they just changed from the system in the past to the new one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's all the questions I have. Thank you for joining IELTS speaking test.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Goodbye.